friends, it's me, Lee, and we are back with the second installment in the career series. For those of you that are new to the channel or new to the series, we are doing starter builds that are themed around every career that The Sims 4 has to offer so far. Yesterday we did the astronaut career with Miss Sally Rocket. And today we're doing the criminal career. This is Criminals Cove. So as soon as I got home from work, I got on Carl the Sims website to do a little sleuthing. That website has become my BFF for this series because it lists out all the skills, traits, aspirations needed to be successful in any given career in TS4. If you go into the boss career branch, you're going to be leveling handiness, which is weird, and mischief. But if you go into the Oracle career, you'll be leveling programming, and you'll be leveling, that's pretty much it. You'll be making viruses. So that's kind of neat. Unfortunately, we don't have the simoleons to put a computer in here, but you'll have enough space in this build to put a computer in here. Can I just tell you, I love the roofing system in this build. I really like it. It almost looks like, I don't know, like a fan of some sort. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. I dig it. So it's really, really simple on the inside. We can't afford much, but you do have a woodworking table and there is space. There's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom build. There's space upstairs or even in the living room to put an office setup in the future. So it depends on what branch you want to go to. You'll focus on the computer hacking skills. I do also put a woodworking table in that little garage area. It looks almost like a little alcove of some sort on the bottom next to the door. So it's supposed to be sort of a carport type of thing. I noticed while I was doing the build that I left one panel undone on that post, on that column post that I did in the front. But never fear, I do catch it and eventually and inevitably, and I do remove it. So anyway, that's that for the skills necessary, and we'll talk about traits and aspiration when we get to the create a sim. So yeah, we do a build and then for 5 minutes, and then we do create a sim for 5 minutes, and then we do a little role playing where we mesh the build and our character in gameplay, and we'll do a little role play at the end. All right, so yeah, this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I know a lot of you have been commenting for a long time because most of my starter builds are just 1 bedroom, and we saw that with Sally Rocket yesterday, and we've seen that with a couple of my builds where I just focus on 1 bedroom. But this one has 2, but this is bare bones, guys, and it was really difficult for me to make it look livable and desirable and still make it 20k simoleons or less. So you're getting pretty much just the necessary stuff. I'm talking toilets, I'm talking beds. I eventually tear off the cabinets in the kitchen because we just can't afford it. So you're just gonna get a stove, a fridge, and 1 counter. But you know what? This build I'm going to revisit in the future, and I'm going to deck it out because, oh my goodness, love the floor plan. I really am digging this build. But I say that about every build, but this one has a lot of potential for a lot of goodies and a lot of like flair. This is a flair build, right? So upstairs you'll see that I put beds in the bedrooms, and again you'll get a toilet, a sink, and a shower upstairs. And the only decoration that I do are these really cheap rugs. So I mean, this has the potential to have amazing color, and it's kind of a modern build. So you know, you can do a modern contemporary or just contemporary. I put the cheapest furniture outside. I mean, that could be gorgeous in that lanai upstairs. I love it. I really do. I enjoy the build. I like the green and the orange colors too. I don't know if you guys like that, but again, as with any of my builds, if you download it and you play around with it, you can do whatever you want to it. I mean, you know, sky's the limit. I do this little furnace or fireplace looking thing on the side because I want to get that roundabout all around the house, and that section, because the stairs are there, was giving me a little bit of trouble. So that was my workaround, and that's why it looks like it has a chimney when it doesn't. But it looks cool, I think. I like it. So it has the mean trait, it has the internet vibe for the criminal career in case you go into hacking. And finally, we give it the homie trait because that's going to help you with your handiness and your woodworking skill. So, Kit's cast time. I randomized the Simmy 5 times and this is what I had to work with. I try to challenge myself in the creative sim as well and not start off with a super beautiful sim, but I try to make the sims super attractive in the long run. So you guys know that I've been on a CC binge and I have been having the time of my life. Okay, so I went on the Sims resource today. My friend Simmers Love Life, who I call my simming counselor, she gives me the best recommendations all the time. But any hoozle, she told me yesterday, she's like, hey, if you're really getting into CC and you go to the TSR, check out MJ95. Her shoes or their shoes, I don't know if it's a she or a he, but their shoes are amazing. Can I just say, there are pages and pages and pages of MJ95's shoes, but I probably got 10 pages worth today. And I was really frustrated that I wasn't working with a female sim, but I'm trying to mix the genders here and do a little bit of everything. But I end up liking this guy a lot. So Pinterest is my friend, and I looked up male beautiful faces, and I found a face that, well, you know what? If I still have a copy of that image, I'm going to embed it in the video so you can see what I tried to emulate. I only have a couple of CC hairs for males, and one of them I'm going to get rid of because it looks so ridiculous on the sim. But again, the skin is CC and it becomes default, and it just gives him that smooth looking sheen to it. And I have freckles. I gave him a different pattern freckles from Sally Rocket yesterday. And the eyes are CC, but they become default as well. And I got all of the CC from Little Simmy's Tumblr. So if you guys are interested in downloading these sims, you absolutely can. And just know that you can recreate the look by downloading her CC that she has that she's reblogged on Tumblr. So because he's a criminal, all right, I had to make him kind of smooth looking, but very dark. And you'll get to know him in the role-playing bit at the end, but can we agree that he's beautiful? I mean, come on. So he's an aspiring criminal, and you'll get to know his story in a little bit, but he is sharp. He likes things that are sterile and precise, and everything needs to be in its place. He's the type of guy that if he could have another trait, it probably would be perfectionist. He's trying to prove himself to a certain someone in his life, and he has this lifestyle where, anyway, you'll get to know all the story. I'm not gonna go into the story right now, but can we just agree that he's gorgeous? And can we agree that CC is stellar? That CC hair is stellar. It really goes with him. In the sporting section, I don't know if we already passed it because I've been blabbling, but in the sporting section, I actually gave him the hair that kind of has bangs, so that when he wears his beanie, it looks like he has bangs, and it looks really, really nice. Anywho, I love me some Malcolm. That's going to be his name, Malcolm. His last name is Mischief, and he is going to be an aspiring criminal, mean. He has the mean trait. He has the kleptomaniac trait, and he's jealous. So, and that really is what drives most of his personality, is the need to be like someone else in his life. And because of that jealousy and because of that drive, he gets into the criminal career, and you'll see more of his story in a little bit. But I was going to call him Mr. Chief in the beginning, and I'm like, oh, that's so lame, because it would have been great if she was female. I could have called her Miss Chief. Huh? Get it? Okay. I won't quit my day job, promise. But then I decided to name him Malcolm Mischief is his last name. And he is in the gallery. He'll be under the custom content, so you'll have to go under advanced in my gallery. and dermotted, and you'll find him. But look how beautiful he is. I think he's so gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna get ready for the role-playing part, and I'll talk to you guys at the end of the role-playing part. See you on the flip side.
My cousin is going to be really angry at me. It took me forever to find this place. His 20k simoleons didn't get me very far. I have a beautiful structure, but I can't afford any furniture. When I moved my last box in, I got a text from Armando. It said I had an assignment. Aggravate the snooty man that lives in my shuno. They sent him to my neighborhood on purpose. I had to perform the misdeeds. I have to prove myself. It is like my initiation. If I can complete this tonight, my cousin Armando and my father will let me into the family business officially. I have to show my cousin that I can do this. I have to convince them that I am worthy to be part of the family business. And then, as soon as I prove my worth, I can take over. But more importantly, every time I think about my father, my heart breaks a little. There are rumors in the family that my cousin really is his son. But, however, that I will find out as soon as I advance into the family business a little bit further and gain their trust. But I need to get close to my cousin to do that. He needs to believe in me. Right now I am tired from all the moving. Tomorrow is my first day. I didn't get a full night's rest when our neighbor came knocking on the door. I almost sent her away. I was livid. Who does she think I am? A famous housewife of Newcrest? Does she really think I was just sitting here waiting for the fruitcake? She's crazy. The real reason why I'm here is because I am living a double identity. If I was not, I'd be living in the city of my shuno. The woman that was standing in front of it was beautiful. My actual breath was taken away. I initially wanted to be mean and send her away. I don't want to get involved with anyone right now, and I promise you, the more I look at her, the more I want to get to know her. Despite my unkind disposition, I welcomed her and invited her in my home. I couldn't help but get to know her. And something wild came over me. She told me she was a vegetarian, so I told her I'd made the best fruit salad in the world. Truth be told, the only fruit in my fridge was strawberries and grapes. A humble salad called for a humble situation. I invited her to be my dinner guest. She asked if she could take a tour of the house. She loved modern builds, and when she came down, the fruit salad was ready. I asked her to sit with me. I wanted to get to know her more. She told me she was part of the space program in Newcrest. She told me that she had been wanting to go to space all of her life, and this was her biggest and best opportunity. And then she asked me about my career. Unfortunately, I quickly changed the subject to talk about the property value skyrocketing in Newcrest. It did the trick. I had to excuse myself. To further my disappointment, I had to go to work. And believe it or not, as stressed as I was, I got promoted the first night. My cousin and my father couldn't help but do so. I did things last night to prove myself that I can never share with another soul. The next day, I invited Sally Rocket to meet me at the park. I was so stressed out. I needed a little bit of entertainment. And who better to entertain me than Miss Rocket? But I had to lose her for a little bit to perform my daily tasks, my mischievous tasks. I had to do it behind the bush because I do not want Sally to know what I do for a living. I do not want her to know my misgivings. She thinks I'm a good man. She thinks I am in the programming career. She doesn't know who I really am. But then again, I don't know who I really am. But I know this. I really like her. And I really like this neighborhood. And maybe I can get far enough in my career to prove that my cousin is my brother. And once that happens, I will cause enough dissension to take over the family business and become the head boss. This, I promise you.
All right, guys. That is Mr. Malcolm's story. Isn't he wonderful? I mean, he's a bad guy, but not entirely. And so we love him, right? And he loves himself some Sally Rocket. I hope you liked his story. I hope you liked the build. I hope you liked the Create-A-Sim. And I hope you come back for the next installment in the Career series. Look, we have so much happening on this channel. If you feel so inclined and you enjoyed this episode, then hit that like button. And if you feel even froggier, go ahead and share. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you super soon. Bye.